Hey everyone, so welcome back. Today's video is going to be a somewhat large collective haul. So I don't want to ramble too much. Let's just go ahead and get started with the video. I'm going to go ahead and start off the haul with some products that I picked up from it's like a discount warehouse type place that comes to my school every year, and they have all kinds of different products that I personally can't get my hands on, so I decided to stop by there because they always have like a sale that happens and it's 5 for 10 items. So I did stop by there and I grabbed the Milani shadow eyes. I actually grabbed 2 of these and I wanted to use these as bases. I figured these bases would be, well, they're actually eyeshadows. So yeah, I figured these eyeshadows would be very similar to what the NYX jumbo eye pencils would be. So I picked those up because I have a few eyeshadows that I want to put these underneath and just kind of use them as a base. Then I also grabbed something that I've been wanting to try for a long time as well, but haven't been able to find it here in Canada. This is the Wet n Wild Shimmer eyeshadow primer, and it's called Take on the Day eyeshadow primer by Fergie. So this is it right here. Excited to try this out because I did hear some good things about it. The last thing I picked up from that discount warehouse was this NYX lip liner. This is like a beautiful red color, and this is in the shade Fruit Punch, and I'll do a quick swatch of it on my hand as well so you guys can get a look. It's kind of like a cherry red. So there's a swatch of that. Keeping up with the lip products, I did go back and I stopped by one of my favorite online shops to shop at, and I picked up some Colourpop liquid lipsticks as well as some liners. Now, they had a few things that came out that were limited edition, and they also had some things that were going out of stock and were no longer going to be carried, so I made sure I got my list in. And yeah, so the first thing I picked up was this new lip liner, and this is in the shade Dazed. It's a very nice red kind of color as well. So this color is a little bit deeper than the liner that I just swatched, and I'll show it to you right beside that Fruit Punch shade. So there's that right there. It's super gorgeous. I personally really love it. I'm actually also wearing it right now. I lined my lips with it, and then I went over it and filled my lips in with the infamous More Better Ultra Matte Lippy shade. This is from one of their limited edition collections that just came out. Then, as I said, Colourpop did have some items that were going out of stock. Now, they did have a shade called Feminist, in which they did a lippy stick and a lippy pencil. So I had owned the previous Feminist lippy stick from previous hauls that I did, and the Feminist was now going out of stock. So I was really sad. I was like, well, what am I gonna wear as a very dark, like purple matte shade? And so as a backup, I decided to get the new shade that they came out with. This is also from their limited edition collection. This is in the shade Nevermind. This is a dark purple matte shade. There's the top of it right there. And then we have the matching lippy stick. I'm sorry, this is a lippy pencil and this is the lippy stick. I always get these so confused. We're just gonna go with the lip liner and lipstick. Anyways, so this is the shade Nevermind, and it's very similar to Feminist, which I have right there. So I'm just gonna swatch them and then let you guys see the difference if you guys wanted to pick it up. I was searching on the website and I noticed that once they discontinued the shade Feminist, there wasn't gonna be any other like deeper purple shades there. So I thought, you know what, let me just grab it while I can, and you know, that way I'll have something for a while until I find a different replacement. So this is, let me see. Okay, so the first shade beside the red one is That one is Nevermind. Sorry, I was having a brain fart, and they look so freaking similar, so I'm glad I picked it up. And then the far one on the right here beside the other purple shade is Feminist. So yeah, just a little peek if you guys were interested in seeing how it looks. And you know what, I'll just go ahead and swatch the lipstick as well right beside, so you guys can get a look of that. And there's the lipstick shade right here. I also did pick up the lipstick for Days as well. Here it is right here. And again, it's a nice, very red coral type shade. And there is the lipstick. The matching lipstick is right here. And then this is the lip liner right here beside the purple shade. So another liquid lipstick that I was so excited to get from Colourpop was this new one. This is also a limited edition collection. So what really drawed me in with this lipstick was that it's really fun and unique. And I saw a lot of pictures on Instagram, and I noticed that it really looks so good on women of deeper skin complexions. And so this is the shade Dr. M, and you can see it's a beautiful kind of forest green shade. When I put it on, it kind of pulls like an emerald type shade, but it's so beautiful. If you are bold and don't care what people think of you, then I would definitely try out this shade because it's so freaking gorgeous. But yeah, here's the swatch of it right there. Tell me that's not freaking pretty. So yeah, if you're into the really kind of strange, weird shades, the untraditional and unconventional shades, I would definitely check out Dr. M. The very last thing I picked up from Colourpop was this eyeshadow, and this is the shade Lace. It's a very nice kind of purple shade with metallic glitter. It's, I guess I could call it micro glitter because it's very subtle. And there is the shade right there. You know what, I'm gonna swatch it a little bit more because I feel like the camera's washing it out just a tad. All right, there we go. On to another online site that I wanted to stop by and check out. I went on to the Body Needs, which is I want to say they're like vegan. But anyway, they're really well known for their MAC samples. I wanted to try out some of their personal pigments because they actually do a line of their own as well, and they have some really nice shades. So I'm gonna swatch just a few of them on my hand. I did pick up 8 of them. 2 of them are like 3D glitter shades, which I'm super excited about because I've never really worked with like loose glitter. But yeah, I'm gonna swatch maybe like 3 of them on my hand. Let me just throw some primer on my hand so you guys can get the full opacity of the shadows. This is the shade Pandora, and there's a very nice, like, it gives off like a rose gold color. So I was super excited for this, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So the next shade I want to swatch for you guys, let's go for Fairy Wings. This one looks so kind of scary in the tin when you first open it up because it kind of looks just like a peachy white shade, and I'm just like, oh god, that's probably not gonna look good on me. But as soon as you swatch this, if I can, you're going to notice that it has like an iridescence to it. It kind of is a duochrome type pigment. So this particular pigment is like a white based pigment, but then it has like a blue shimmer running throughout it. So the last pigment I want to show you guys is a pigment called Azul Maroon. I'm horrible at pronouncing it, but Azul Maroon. I'm gonna put up something on the screen right here so you guys can understand exactly what I'm trying to say. But this is another like duochrome type pigment, and let's see if I can describe it to you guys. It almost makes me think of Blue Brown Pigment by MAC and like Insomnia by Makeup Geek. It kind of has like a reddish brown base, and then you can see like gold reflex or teal reflex sorry, not gold. You can see like green or teal reflex that like run throughout it. So next we're gonna move on to the random purchases. I was in Walmart recently and I have heard so much about this concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and I picked it up in the shade, I believe it's Cafe. Yeah, it's Cafe. So there it is right there. And it's your regular kind of thin packaging, and then it has the sponge tip applicator. I know a lot of people really like this concealer, and so I decided to try it out, and I think it's a very good color for my skin tone. I swatched it right here, and you're probably not going to be able to see it much because I feel like it blends into my skin very greatly. Let's see if we can get a close-up for you. So it's right here, if you can even make out where it is. It's right there. The next item I was super excited to try out because I've been wanting this mascara for so long, and I feel like this mascara is going to be so great for my bottom lashes especially. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black mascara, and this is not new at all, but this is just something that I've always seen and never got around to purchasing. But you know what, I'm just gonna pop it open right now because I want to check out the wand. The packaging is super pretty. Love how it has that black and gold writing here, and it really does look like a telescope. I guess that's why they call it telescopic. Oh, and here's the wand. So I am super excited to try this out. So moving on to something that's not really new at all, and this particular product I did kind of dip into, being the makeup junkie that I am. I'll just go ahead and show this to you. This is the Smashbox Double Exposure Palette. This is not new at all, like I said, but this is just something that I picked up because I do collect points when I use my Visa and my MasterCard, and so I did rack up enough points to get, I think it was $60 or something like that from Shoppers Drug Mart, which Shoppers Drug Mart is it's like a drugstore in Canada. It's equivalent to something more close to like a CVS or Rite Aid. And yeah, so I went and picked this up, and I thought it was great to add to my collection because it has a lot of like cool tones, and I personally gravitate to a lot of warmer tones, and so I thought it was great because it would add something new. So I picked that up, and I only paid like $30 after factoring in the points that I had from my card. So we're kind of coming to the end of this haul, slowly anyways. The next thing I picked up was a brand that is also an indie brand. You can find these guys on Instagram, and this is the company called Looxi Beauty. This item in particular is a highlighter. This is the shade Honey Child, and it's a very nice gold highlight. It's very gorgeous, and I'm actually wearing it today. I did layer it over a Colourpop eyeshadow, but sorry, not a Colourpop eyeshadow, a Colourpop highlight. But there it is right there, and so far I really do like it because I feel like it blends into the skin very nicely. So the powder does not look like it's sitting on top of your skin. So I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. Let me know what you guys think of it so far. I also picked up a couple more things from her line, and I grabbed 4 eyeshadows, which are down here. Ignore the stuff on this side here. This is Makeup Geek stuff. But yeah, I picked up 4 eyeshadows here and an extra highlight just in a tin. So this one right here is called Frostbite. That one's super gorgeous, and from swatching it, I know that that one is going to be a favorite of mine. You know what? Let me zoom in so you guys can hopefully see a little bit better. This particular shade, like I was saying, is the color called Frostbite. I know it probably looks super ugly on camera and it just looks like a white shade, but it's one of those kind of like iridescent shades, and it's a very nice like iridescent light blue. So that's right there. Then this purple over here is like super unique. This is the color called Saints and Sinners, and that's definitely going to be another one of my favorites for sure. This guy up here is another MAC Blue Brown Pigment dupe. And so this one is called, what is this one called? Let me check that out. This one is called Nirvana. And this perfect kind of, I wouldn't say this is gold, but it's kind of more or less a champagne shade or kind of a taupey shade. That one there is called Latte. The last one that I have here is another highlighter, and this is super intense. This one is called Valley Girl. And this is kind of like a rose gold type highlight. And I'll really quickly swatch this for you guys as well to give you an idea of what it's gonna look like. The very last pieces that I wanted to show you guys were actually clothing items. So I recently stopped by Forever 21 and I have been just on a trench coat craze lately. So I am gonna go ahead and just insert a clip so you guys can take a look at it. Pretty much the end of my haul today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything or want to see tutorials with any of the makeup items that I showed today. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you in my next one. So moving on to nails, I've been really obsessing over matte nails lately. I'm not just talking about one matte accent nail, I'm talking about like full on matte, all 10 fingers. So because fall is coming and it's getting colder, you start to gravitate more to mattes and darker colors. So that basically brought me to look through Instagram, and I've been seeing a lot of really